Today we're learning another method to solving using our quadratic formula. So if we look here, the quadratic formula is given to us as x equals, so in order to solve for x, you're going to use the following formula. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac. All of that is over 2a. So we're going to use that to solve our equations. So instead of factoring or some of the other methods we used, you can always use the quadratic formula. It is the only method that will work no matter what. So if I look at example 1 here, first of all, you have to have it set equal to 0 like before. So if we look, we have x squared, and I always put it in standard form. I need to move this 5x over. It becomes minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. So now that I have it set equal to 0, I can identify my a, b, and c. The coefficient on the x squared is a, negative 5 is b, and c is 6. So if I look there, now I go ahead and I sub it into my formula. Negative b, so negative 5, which I would rewrite as positive 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared. And remember, when you square a negative, please put it in parentheses, especially if you're using your calculator. Minus 4 times a times c. All of that is over 2 times a. So what you're going to do is you are going to actually do this in your calculator twice. The first time through, you're going to use the positive sign, and the second time through, you are going to use the minus sign. So if I put that through, the first time through I do 5 plus the square root of negative 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6. And I always hit equals, and then I divide it by this, which would be 2, so then I divide by 2. And that gives me 3. Or, now I'm going to plug it in and I'm going to use the negative sign. So 5 minus the square root of the quantity negative 5 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6. All of that divided by 2 will give me 2. So my two answers here are 3 or 2. Example number 2 then. We're doing the exact same thing here, but this time they're not going to be exact. They want us to round to the nearest hundredth. So again, let's identify our a, b, and c. It's already in standard form, equal to 0, so we can go ahead and start. There's a, there's b, and there's c. Remember, your quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So if I sub in my values, negative 4 plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. All of that is over 2 times a. 2 times 2 is 4 down here, so when I put in my calculator, I'm just going to hit equals here and then divide by 4. Remember, you have to put it in twice because you have to put it in first with the plus sign. So if we do that, negative 4 plus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 7, all divided by 4, gives me approximately, and there's our approximate symbol, 1.12. Or, if I go ahead and I use the negative sign or the minus sign here, negative 4 minus the square root of 4 squared minus 4 times 2 times negative 7, all divided by 4, gives me negative 3.12. And I should have my approximate symbol there as well. So those are my two approximate answers for this. Example number 3 then is our real-world problem solving. Suppose a football player kicks a ball and gives an initial upward velocity of 47 square feet. Make that bigger. There we go. The starting height of the football is 3 feet. If no one catches the football, how long will it be in the air? So let's that's the question we are trying to answer. The vertical motion formula is as follows. H is equal to negative 12t squared plus vt plus c, where v is the initial velocity and c is the starting height. So if I look here, I'm going to replace some of the things I know. I know that v is the upward velocity, which here is 47, plus c, which was the starting height, and it said the starting height here was 3. It wants to know how long it would be in the air if no one catches the football. Well, if no one catches the football, the height is going to be at 0. So I replace that. Since this is in standard form and it's already equal to 0, I can go ahead and solve it. So here is your A, your B, and your C. So if I go ahead and sub in my numbers, negative v plus or minus b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. This would give me negative 32 on the bottom. Remember, you're going to plug it in twice, one for the positive. So I plug it in for the positive, and when I do that, I get approximately negative 0.06. We are talking about how long it would be in the air. It cannot be in the air a negative amount of time, so this one is not a logical answer. If I plug it in with the minus sign here, negative 47 minus the square root of 47 squared minus 4 times negative 16 times 3, all of that divided by negative 32, I get 3. So my answer here then would be, it would be in the air 3 seconds. The ball is in the air for 3 seconds. Go ahead and complete your quick checks and then look at your schedule for your assignment.